All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us here today. My name is Matt Troji, and I work in the marketing department here at Automation Components Incorporated. I'd like to welcome everyone to ACI's first live video webinar presentation featuring our current sensor product line. Now, today you'll be hearing from our sales engineer and current sensor specialist, Barry Gordon, on some of ACI's current sensors and kilowatt-hour meters. And now, the presentation today is slotted for about 30 minutes, and we'll try to stick to that time as best as possible. It may run a little bit shorter, it may run a little bit longer, but either way, this session is being recorded for you and anyone else to review on your own time for your own convenience. Now, after the presentation from Barry today, we'll do a live question and answer session with him where you can ask questions and Barry will answer them. I'd like to mention something for those of you who are viewing the webinar on mobile devices today. You might have a little bit of trouble viewing some of the videos that we'll be showing today, but we are recording this to view on your own time. Right now, I'd like to give you all a quick rundown of some of the windows that you might be looking at right now. Right in the middle of your screen should be a screenshot of what your window looks like. Now, the first window I want to call your attention to is the Q&A window to the left of your screen. Now, please type your questions into this window, and we will try to get to them at the end of the session. But please feel free to ask your questions throughout the entire presentation, and once we answer them, you'll be able to see the question. Now, the next window I want to call your attention to is right in the middle of your screen. This is the content window. Now, this is where you can watch our slides and video clips relating to the products that we'll be talking to you about today. And there's a window in the upper left corner of your screen that you'll be able to see and ask Barry questions later in the presentation. Over on the right side of the screen is the chat window. Please feel free to chat with us or other participants throughout the presentation if you have any issues or short questions. However, for any questions on the presentation or any products in the presentation, please submit them through the Q&A window on your left. Now, in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, you'll see a couple of buttons. If you hover over them, you'll see one that says Show Media Library. Now, if you click on that later in the presentation, you'll be able to download Barry's PowerPoint presentation today, as well as a range of data sheets for many of the products that you'll see. Finally, and once the presentation is done today, we'd like you to go up to the Option button towards the top of your screen, and then click Leave Session. That'll make sure that you're properly signed out of the webinar and can continue on with your day. And without further ado, I'm going to toss things over to our presenter today, Barry Gordon. Barry, go ahead.
Thank you, Matt. I'm Barry Gordon. I'm the sales engineer for ACI. For those of you who are not familiar with our company, we manufacture sensors for the commercial HVAC controls industry. We are an ISO 9000 certified company. ISO 9000 quality management system is just a way to ensure our company stays focused by quality auditing internally and externally to ensure you, our customers, get a high quality product each and every time. This is our solid core mini current switch. It is available in a go no go design or an adjustable trip point. This is showing the split core mini current switch available again in a go no go or an adjustable. This is a video showing how easily it is to simply open and close the split core adjustable miniature current switch, shown here with a 10 gauge cable that would be similar in a install that would be going to a motor or a fan or a pump. Again, easily open and close on the split core style. This is a video showing an install again in the field. How you would adjust the trip point is with an ACI small screwdriver. And then when the red LED is tripped, that's showing that it is above the trip point, and when the blue, that is showing when it is below the trip point. This is our solid core current sensor. It's a little bit larger in size. They are rated up to 250 amps, and they are also available with a analog output of 4 to 20 milliamps, or 0 to 5 volt, or 0 to 10 volt DC. These are a little bit larger than our miniature style version, again because of the amperage rating up to 250 amps versus 150 on the miniature version, but they do offer some of the highest accuracies and lowest trip points in the industry. This slide is just simply a split core version of our standard current sensor or switch. Showing a video here with my hand in a golf ball, just so you can see the difference in sizes. Again, this is our standard current sensor, our split core miniature style. As you can see, it's a little bit larger than the golf ball. And then finally, our solid core miniature, which is about the same size as a golf ball. Just to give you a video showing the different sizes. This is our command relay. This can be used as a standalone type relay or paired with our current sensors as an optional relay output and all in one device. We have 6 different versions of this relay based on the different coil ratings for amperages and voltages that you have a need for. Another nice option that we offer as a standard on these products is that they can be wired in a normally open or normally closed. This is a video showing DIN rail and our patented design snap-on and snap-off product. As you can see, it easily snaps on and snaps off onto the DIN rail. A lot of our competitors, you would have to slide off or slide on. And then again, our current switch that snaps onto that relay as an all-in-one package. We recently started to offer network power meters or sub-meters. The Power Scout can be used to monitor voltage, current, power, energy, or many other electrical parameters. Data updates occur every second to ensure timely and accurate results. They can monitor single-phase or 3-phase power. It offers direct USB setup, field selectable Modbus or BACnet outputs, and you can choose to have them with or without a backlit display. They are designed to monitor and provide consumption data. This is our Power Scout 24. This is typically used for a standard breaker panel in your building, and it has up to 24 different inputs. They're used typically with the smaller CTs that we will be showing on the different slide here. Doesn't really show how small this white miniature style CT is, but it is definitely a lot smaller than the black in the front. That again is used typically with the PS24. The black is a split core device, and also that blue rope in the back is what we call our roll coil. That's really easy to install in the field. It easily snaps on and off, and again, it's like a rope. It's very flexible. Design is used primarily with the Power Scout 3037. What we are showing here is a single 20 amp split core mini current sensor attached to the power meter. This part of the video ends by showing the phase check LEDs, showing that the CTs are properly connected in the optional LCD display. We show the meter being set to the manual mode, with it being stopped on the amperage readings for all 3 phases. Since this is being used to monitor the single phase mains, the amperage is being shown in phase 1. The dimmer is now being adjusted to the brightness of the 100-watt incandescent light bulb in order to show the increase in the amperage due to the change in operating circuit current on the circuit. We're showing the display of the power factor for all 3 phases. Phase 1 is changing with the adjustment of the dimmer, and phase 2 and 3 both display as 1 since the meter inputs are shorted together to avoid meter from picking up stray noise from the outside atmosphere. We then move on to the display of the overall system kWh and the peak demand kW. Note that as each of the light bulbs are turned off, you can see that the kWh usage slows down since less energy is being used. All of our products are manufactured here at the factory in Middleton, Wisconsin, so we're very proud to say that they're manufactured in the USA. This is my contact information. Please feel free to call or email me at any time if you have further questions. And this is a upcoming webinar schedule. We plan on doing this the 15th of each of the next few months. As you can see here in July is temperature. Then we're going to be covering gas in August and pressure in September. Interface devices will be held in October and followed by humidity presentation in November. So now what we'll be doing is opening up the live video tab for our question and answer period of this webinar. I also have Rob Kapanos here with us. He is one of our engineers, and if I'm not able to feel comfortable, I guess, answering some of the questions, he is here as my backup for today. So I will start the live video now. Let's see. Hello, is everybody able to see me and hear me okay? I do see some questions already being asked, so I will start to cover them. It says, customer has a question here, where can I download specifications of these current sensors? You can definitely get that information off of our website, or if you hover up in the top right-hand corner over the microphone, next to the microphone I should say, it says show my media library. You can click on that and you'll be able to download any of the product data sheets that I covered. Okay, another customer says, we buy a lot of ACI's current sensors and are very impressed with the quality of your products. We're looking to expand into your pressure line. Are there any upcoming webinars? Again, I don't know if you saw on the last slide or not, but that does show that we will have a presentation on pressure in September, done by Maya and Doni. And again, we're trying to do this around the 15th of each month, so that will probably be held on September 15th. Okay, another question's coming in saying, can I receive a sample of the command relay? If so, how many can I request? Feel free to give me a call. Again, here's my contact information. You can also email me, and we can discuss what samples you would like, and I definitely can get a free sample in your hands to try out. Other questions coming in on the analog output, is it selectable or is it a different part number for different outputs, like 0 to 5, 0 to 10, 4 to 20? We do have different part numbers for the different voltage outputs or milliamp outputs, and yes, all of them are jumper selectable based on the amperage ranges that you need. And I can certainly give you a follow-up email if you want to further information on that. All right, there's a couple questions coming in here on the power meters, and I'm going to have our engineer Rob Kapanos help out with answering some of those questions. Take it over, Rob, please.
Thanks, Barry. Looking here at the questions, and one of the first questions that I'd like to answer is asking, do I need to use external voltages to power the power meter? And easy answer to that is no, you don't need any external voltages to power the power meter. The meter will be powered directly from your 120 volt or single phase or phase main voltages to the circuit. As far as everything else, when powering the unit for configuration and everything, the meter can actually be powered from your USB port on your computer as well. Let's see, the next question here talks about the can we use a flexible roll coil CT for monitoring all of our mains? And the answer is yes, you could, but in many cases when you're running monitoring the mains at less than 600 amps, it's recommended to use the smaller style split core CTs, whether it be the minis, midis, or some of the other options that we carry. And the reason being is that due to the change in resolution and everything, using the smaller CT will give you better accuracies. The next question here talks about as far as the communication protocols that are present. And with our power meters, there's actually four protocols present. If you purchase the serial power meter, you're looking at using either the BACnet MSTP or Modbus RTU communication protocol. Whereas if you're ordering the Ethernet version of the product, you not only get the BACnet IP and the Modbus TCP IP, but you can also, with that, you also get the ability to use BACnet MSTP and your Modbus RTU as well.
That's all the questions that I see right now. You guys see anything else? Are there any other questions?
Yeah, we have one other question here, and it's regarding the analog output, and is it selectable or is it a different part number for the output, different outputs like 0 to 5, 0 to 10, or 4 to 20? And in that instance, it is a different part number. Kind of how our part numbering scheme goes is that at the end of the nomenclature that starts with C for current, T for transmitter, and then at the end you're going to see an A, E, or V. The A will be used for the 4 to 20 milliamp outputs, and then the E or V option is going to be E for 0 to 5 and V for 0 to 10. It's kind of following the standard nomenclature for current and amperage throughout a lot of the part number schemes. And I think that's all that I have for things to answer, so I'm going to transfer it back to Barry now. Thanks.
Thanks again, Rob. I don't see any other questions coming in. We will keep it live here for a little bit, just so we do have a little bit more time for everybody to get their questions in. In the meantime, I do want to thank everybody here that attended the event today. Really appreciate that, and I hope you're able to learn a little bit more about ACI and the current sensors and switches, as well as the powder metering devices. Feel free to contact me. Again, my information here is shown in the top left of the screen, and I'd love to help you out with any of your sensor needs. Here again is the schedule. The next presentation is going to be in July, and I was told here this morning it's going to be on the 20th, and that'll be put on by Brant Kasbaum. He is a sales engineer as well, and he'll be covering temperature sensors and transmitters that we manufacture. Feel free to keep on asking questions, guys. If you have anything out there, we'd love to answer, help you out. All right, I have another question that came in. Customers asking, would these CTs be able to tell if a fridge would stop working, i.e. if it would not be cooling anymore? I would think it would be able to pick up a problem with the fridge if the amperages would increase or decrease. I would think that the motor would be running a little bit differently depending on how you have your trip points, worked into the current switch or the current sensor. I can actually defer that one to Rob just for a little bit more expertise.
Yes. You should be able to monitor if a fridge stops working as long as the current is above the minimum trip point of the current switch itself. So in many cases, the way we spec our trip points is that it's the worst case. Let's say if I bought 100 CTs, it's the worst case that it'd trip at. So when we spec a 0.2 amp trip point, it could trip at any point between, let's say, 50 milliamps and the 0.2 amp range. So as long as your current's above that minimum trip point on a go, no-go type current sensor, you should definitely be able to see the output tripped at any point. And I'll transfer it back to Barry.
Thanks again, Rob. There's another question that came in and says, thank you, Barry. Do we get a recording of this webinar afterwards? And yes, actually, we will be sending out a email with that recording for all those that signed up. It sounds like a couple people came in a little late to the webinar, so yeah, we'll definitely get a recording sent out to you guys. And again, feel free to give me a call or email me. My contact information is shown here. If you have any questions after you view the webinar, I'd be glad to help you out. We'll hang around for a couple more minutes here. Please feel free to type in the questions that you guys have on our products. I did just notice that I do not have our website listed on my contact information. So for those of you would like to take a look at our website, it's workaci.com. That's WORKACI.com. And all of the products that we manufacture will be able to be found on that website. All right, I think we're going to be wrapping it up. I don't think there's any other questions. So again, thank you everyone for spending some time with us today. Again, I hope you were able to learn a little bit more about our current sensors and switches and our power monitoring equipment and the high amp CTs that go with them. And feel free to take a look at our website, workaci.com. And don't forget on July 20th that Brant Kasbaum will be giving a webinar similar to this, but covering our temperature sensors and transmitters. Thanks again, everybody. Have a good day.